Hello everyone. In the previous video we have seen algorithm for scheduling hydrothermal plant based on energy. So here in this video we'll discuss one numerical based on the same algorithm, that is algorithm based on or a scheduling of hydrothermal power plant based on energy. So let me explain first the numerical statement. So here it is given: a hydro plant and thermal plant supply a constant load of 100 megawatt for 1 week. So this is the load. So we can take this as a PD, and this is the time, that is the maximum time. So I can take this as a T max. Okay, so 1 week is the time, so this is T max, and both the plants are characterized by mathematical equations. So here it is given, the characteristics are as follows. For hydro plant, Q is given because for hydro plant main constraint is the water discharge. So for the water volume, it is given, the formula for water volume is given, that is Q is equal to 110 plus 5.1 pgh meter cube per second, and for pgh limits are also given. And thermal plant, for thermal plant cost function is given. So this is 55 plus 11.5 pgt plus 0.022 pgt square, and if you see this is in the format A plus B pgt plus C pgt square. We have seen this equation. So the given constraint or characteristic is in this format, and for pgt, that is for power thermal power generation, is also limits are given. Now what we have to calculate, we have to determine the schedule, that is nothing but we have to find out what is exactly pgt and pgh if there are two conditions given. So based on this we have to calculate what is pgt and pgh. So what are the conditions given? The hydro plant energy is limited to 12,000 megawatt hour. This is the first condition. So here this energy condition is given, and the second condition what is given is the volume of water drawn is limited to 3.2 into 10 to the power 18 meter cube. So these are the two conditions. So let us begin. So let's start with the first calculation, that is when the condition is the hydro plant energy is limited to 12,000 megawatt hour. So energy condition is given. So this is E. This is E, energy condition. Okay. So now let us first convert all the parameters into basic quantities. So first, see, from the given data, T max is given, that is the total time. Total time T max is known, which is nothing but 1 week. So 1 week, let me convert it into number of hours. So I can convert it into 24 into how many days in a week? 7 days in a week. So if you are calculating this, you will be getting 168 hours. So 168 hours will get, that is the T max value. Now total load energy will calculate, because see here this is a hydro plant energy given. So in order to calculate pgt value, we know the equations. Pgt can be calculated, let me write here itself. So pgt, that is the scheduling of thermal power plant, can be calculated using A and C. But for TT calculation, that is the time for which thermal power plant is on, for this calculation we need E by PGT star. Let me take this E as a thermal energy. So we need this thermal energy. So for the calculation of thermal energy, we want total load energy and also hydro energy. So the difference gives us the thermal energy. So let me convert whatever load energy load is given to the load energy. So what is the load energy now? So total load energy. How to calculate total load energy? So energy can be calculated using power into time. So what is the power given? Load power, it is 100 megawatt. So 100 megawatt into time. Time is 168 hour. That is the maximum time given. So 168 hour. So if I multiply this, gives me, this is mega. So 16800 megawatt hour. So this is the load energy. Once I calculate load energy, I can calculate thermal energy. So thermal energy can be calculated as thermal energy, let me represent it with ET, is equal to load energy minus hydro energy. So load energy is 16800 megawatt hour minus hydro energy, it is given 12,000 megawatt hour. It is given here. That is the condition itself. So 12,000. So if I subtract this, I'll be getting 4,800 megawatt hour. So this is the thermal energy. So once we get thermal energy, we can calculate TT, and also we can calculate, and we know that PGT is not at all dependent on time. It's purely depending on A and C values of the cost function. So A and C values are known to us. So that is nothing but, here in this it is given, A is this is C. So 55 and 0.022, and it is the square root of 55 divided by 0.022. Will be getting around 50 megawatt. So PGT is done, calculated. So let us calculate the time for which thermal power plant is on. So it is energy, that is thermal energy, divided by PGT star. So energy is 4,800 megawatt hour divided by 50. So this gives me around 96 hours. 96 hour. So based on the first condition, from this condition we can say, out of 168 hours, so this is 168 hours, total 168 hours, thermal power plant is on for 96 hours. So 96 hours. So what is the thermal generation we have? So we have 50 megawatt thermal generation. So what is the remaining? Here out of 168 hours, 96 hours PGT value is 50 megawatt. What about PGH value here? PGH value is also 50 megawatt. Why this is 50 megawatt? Because the total load what we have is 100 megawatt. Okay. Now the remaining hours, that is, what is the remaining hour? 168 minus 96. So we'll get around 72 hours. So for 72 hours, PGT is 0. PGT is 0 megawatt. That implies that for this time, the entire load is supplied by hydropower plant. Okay. So this is based on the first condition. So let us see the second condition and we'll calculate the scheduling. So now second condition is, it is given, the volume of water drawn is limited to 3.2 into 10 to the power 8 meter cube. So volume of water Q is equal to 3.2 into 10 to the power 8 meter cube. So this is a volume. So condition on water volume is given. So now we have to calculate what is PGT and what is PGH based on this condition. But let me tell you that, see, while discussing the algorithm, we have seen PGT always depends on only A and C values of the cost function. So there is no effect of water volume or water discharge on PGT. So PGT still remains the same, that is 50 megawatt as previous, but TT depends on water discharge. So TT we have to calculate, but from this we can understand that if PGT is 50 megawatt, what is PGH? So PGH is 50. Why it is 50? Because the total demand is 100 megawatt. So if out of 100 megawatt PGT is 50, so PGH is 50. So this is fixed. Now what we have to calculate is time. So from the given data and the characteristics, we'll calculate TT and the time for the remaining time. Okay. So from the given characteristics, Q characteristic is given, that is 110 plus 5.1 PGH meter cube per second. See, please understand here, the given condition is water discharge, that is 3.2 into 10 to the power 8 meter cube, whereas here it is given in terms of meter cube per second. So we have to convert this to appropriate units while considering the given condition. So let us first convert this into meter cube per hour, then later on we can convert it into meter cube. So Q now from here 110 plus 5.1 PGH meter cube. Second, let me convert it into hour. So how to convert? So you know 1 hour is equal to 3600 second. So what is 1 second? So 1 second is 1 hour, 1 divided by 3600. So this is 1 by 3600 hour. So now we have converted. So we have here 110 plus 5.1 PGH into 3600. Why into? Because here you see it is in the denominator, meter cube per 1 by 3600 hour. So we can take it into numerator. So this is into 3600 meter cube per hour now. So we want total volume. Total volume here it is given in meter cube per second, but the actual value given is in meter cube. So let us convert this into meter cube. How to convert this into meter cube? You simply multiply the entire equation with the number of hours. Now total volume can be split into two parts. That is, let me take total volume as, first one is V1 and the second one is V2. Why I have taken two different volumes here to form total volume? Because see, we know that PGT and PGH are 50 megawatt for what time? For TT time. So let me take this for time TT. So this volume for time 168 minus TT. Why am I 168 minus TT? Because the total time is 168 hours. Now we know the total volume, it is 3.2 into 10 to the power 8 is equal to V1. So volume equation we have 110 plus 5.1 into 50 into 3600 why we have written 50 over here, because see here in this equation it is 110 plus 5.1 pgh. So for TT hours, pgh is 50 megawatt. So I have written 50 here into 3600. Into 3600 is this equation. We have converted into meter cube per hour. Into hour if I do, I'll be getting in meter cube. Okay. So into what is the number of hours? It is TT. Okay. Now plus V2. So V2 will get again same equation, that is 110 plus 5.1 into 50 into 50. Sorry, it is not into 50, it is into 100. Because the remaining for remaining hours thermal generation is not there, only hydro generation is there, but that remaining hours we have to calculate. So it is into 3600 into 168 minus TT. So we have written everything here. So if we simplify, I'll not do the entire calculation, you can just simplify. Only unknown here is TT, so you can solve for that. So remember, so this is for, I have taken PGH here as 50 megawatt, that is for TT hours. Here I have taken PGH as 100 megawatt for 168 minus TT hours, because for 168 minus TT it is nothing but the time duration for which only hydro is on. Okay. So now if you simplify this, you will be getting 59.887 hour. So this is the time, 59.887. So what is the remaining time? So we can write the scheduling will be, the total is 168 hours, 168 hours. Out of 168 hours for TT, that is 59.887 hours. PGT is 50 megawatt and PGH is also 50 megawatt. The remaining time, what is the remaining time? Remaining time is 168 minus TT, that is 59.887. So this gives us 108.113. For this time PGT is 0 but PGH is 100 megawatt. So this is a scheduling of hydrothermal power plant when energy is known or the water volume is known. So this is one numerical for we have discussed here one numerical on first algorithm. So the remaining algorithm I will explain in the next video.